Here I am stopped, first stop in the journey after getting petrol in Greymouth. I've come through drizzle at Barrytown, nice weather in Greymouth, rain at Kamara, and then it's cleared up again at Watira. And I've stopped here just to put on my tramping outfit because I hate putting it on at the car park at the Waimakariri because there's so many sandflies. So I'm all set, and the next clip will be on the way up the Waimakariri. We're looking up the Waimakariri there. This is the start of my journey. There's a ute. And that's Harper up there. Right, we're off. I'm an hour out now, that's where we come up. It's having a beaver. Quite windy. That's the Crow Valley with Guinevere and Lancelot up there. Mount Stewart. Mount Harper way up there. It's Antico Valley going up to there. And you can just make out the Antico hut there. It's windy, so I've got my finger over the microphone. Straight ahead is Greenlaw Valley. It's Mount Stewart up there, and that's back down the Taramacau. Behind that bump is Antico. There's quite a lot of water in the river. But there's lots of braids. Hope they don't all join up near the top. Well, I'm just about a minute from the Carrington hut. That's a lovely view of Mount Carrington. That's the way I came up from the Waimakariri. It's only 100 metres away. And the hut is around here. So I'm just strolling up the last few metres to the hut. It's taken me about 3.5 hours from my vehicle. Just strolling, of course, and stopping, taking the occasional video. And there's a hut. There goes Cameron from British Columbia, now resident in New Plymouth. He works with oil rigs. Spent the night in the hut here in his good company. Six o'clock in the morning, and the weather is not brilliant. It's low cloud. Whether it's fair weather stuff that will burn off, I don't know, but might go back to bed for a wee while. I'm just finishing breakfast. It's after 7 now, and the weather's looking quite nice. That fog is burning off, and I've now arrived at the White River. And just round that spur you can see the Taipuiti Gorge starting. I don't think you'll be able to see the cableway. I don't think you'll be able to see the cableway from here, but across that gap. And you can just make out some mountains up there. Fog's clearing nicely. Well, there's the Clough cableway. This is the White River. That's the way I'm going, up there. And that's the way up to Barker Hut. So we'll have a look at the White River here. It's just a little bit deep there. I think I put the camera away to cross it. It wasn't so bad after all. Crossed that bit there. Right, up the Taipuiti Gorge. See how we go with this heavy pack. That's downstream. And that's upstream. Well, that's down the Taipuiti. And that's up. And I've got to find a way across that cataracty bit, I think, but I'll go round the corner first. It's not too bad after all. Up to here. Across that bit there. And then further onwards to the gorge. I'm in the gorge proper now. Here's the first of the snow. Up ahead is a big bit of avalanche snow debris. It's always there in the early summer. I'll have to find a way over that. So I'll go and have a look at that now. Well, I can't actually find an easy way past this. Which is a bit of a blow. I'll have one more look at it. Well, I did get past that blockage. All that rubble there is over ice, which has come down there in winter avalanches. There's a major trouble between the snow, ice and the rock. It's so narrow in bits I had to take my pack off and speed it up. But here we are in more pleasant country. And the pass, I don't think will be all that far away, maybe an hour and a half. Well, that's looking down the gorge. Mount Harper up there, I think. That's looking up the gorge. And the track looks as though it's a snowfield, steep snowfield. So that could be interesting. Well, I'll come up here. It's time for crampons on. Snow soak's in the way. And it's a little bit firm, so I think it needs crampons. I'm having a well-deserved breather here. All the gnarly bits are past, the gorge is way down there. I've got this gully to cross. There's another little gully beyond that. And that snow patch up there is basically Harman Pass. It's absolutely gorgeous today. I'm going to wander up there, find Ariel Tarns and make my camp and either have a very lazy day or a bit of an explore. We'll see how I feel. Now this is Harman Pass. Up there somewhere is Mount Campbell. Down there somewhere leads to the typo. And up there is Whitehorn Pass with Mount Isabel right in the middle of the picture just now. So there's a tarn down there, but I think there are nicer tarns just a little bit on. I'll have a wee look. I'm going to camp beside a tarn. I'm looking forward to that. That's the tarns I fancy. Just short of the snow from Whitehorn Pass. So I'm camping there tonight. I'm going to get snuggled down right now for a cosy lunch. Well, I put up my camp beside the tarn, behind a little wall that somebody's built. Tarn water looks lovely. That's down the typo direction. It's Mount Campbell up there. Mount Isabel. Whitehorn Pass is round the corner. I might take a stroll after lunch. It's a long time between 12 o'clock and dark, but it's dark about 9:30. There's a full moon. So I've got heaps of time. Having a bit of a siesta. I've got these cheeky Kias that won't go away. I'm wondering if when I go away they'll start ripping my tent up. The cheeky blighters. That one's calling to another bird that's some distance away. These two seem to have adopted me. It's quite cool in the breeze here, although the sun's out, but if I go into my tent it's too hot. Yes, it's too hot. There's lots of snow patches around the pass here, and it's 4:30 now. I've been idling around all day, just strolling around the area here, maybe half a k in each direction. You can see somebody's built a shelter here for their tent or bivvy gear or something. This is my little spot over here. Somebody's built a wall for me. Take the edge off the breeze. It's quite cosy. In fact, it's too cosy. It's been too hot this afternoon, even with a cool wind. As soon as you get in the tent, it's too hot. Anyway, there's my setup. It's a nice spot. That's where I'm going tomorrow morning, early. This is a view from my tent. I've got a sleeping bag liner on this side outside just to shade the tent a bit because it's quite hot. And this is the view. It's the wall that's protecting me from the wee breeze. There's my boots drying. It's Mount Campbell up there. It's a bigger mountains that away. It's quite cosy. I'm going to make my tea now. That's Harman Pass. That's the tarn I'm camped beside. And it's 7 o'clock. And the weather's not looking brilliant, so we'll wait and see. And I'm going to wander up to Whitehorn Pass now. It's not cold, but I'd like to see the sun breaking through more. Okay, that's the snow slope I've come up. And it continues up there to Whitehorn Pass, which is not too far away. This is an hour from my start this morning. Well, I'm on Whitehorn Pass now. Weather looks a bit strange. It got sunny while I was walking up the valley there, but I was always in shade, which was nice. It kept me cool. That patch there of shingle is actually Whitehorn Pass. I'm a little bit above the pass. And I want to be going up there and round to the left, but I'm going to have a little early lunch. It is 10 to 9. I didn't have much breakfast. In fact, I had no breakfast. The tent was so damp with moisture that I got out quite happily and started walking. Oh, here I am, up quite a steep snow slope. And I think I've run out of oomph. The terrain's requiring me to take my crampons off and put them on again too frequently. And the snow here is icy. So in my bendy boots and crampons I don't feel all that secure. So I'm going to call it a day. Wander back down. I'm about 3.5 hours out from my camp. And I won't be visiting these ducks. Not sure what the weather's doing either. The sun's been blinking through that overcast. So it's probably better to head down and get down to the hut tonight. It's really easy to come down the snow, as long as you don't slip. There's a mountaineer. And this is where he's going. Bad for the crampons this, but it's only for a short step. Gotta go down there. And down there. And round the bend out the side to the right. Coming down is great fun. Once you get into good snow that's softish, you just dig your heels in and stride out. Look at that beautiful icefall over there. It's Harman Pass down there. Sorry, it's the Whitehorn Pass down there. Harman Pass is down through that wee gap. Well, it still doesn't know what it wants to do. It's being overcast, it's sunny, it's cool, it's warm. Only took 15 minutes to come down from the pass to the end of the snow. It's so easy. There's the little nasties you've got to watch. Little crevasses where the snow wants to fall into the creek. There's one right there. And camp is down there somewhere. I'm covering up the mic to see if that stops the wind noise. This is my little step through hole. Wasn't much of an event, but it made me very cautious afterwards. Kept well away from edges of the snow. Camping heaven. Beautiful little lake. A wall to screen the tent from the breeze. Bit of warmth around to dry out the sleeping bag and bag liner, because the tent doesn't ventilate very well. It was absolutely ringing in there in the morning. If you touch the side, you get puddles forming in the ground sheet part. Really bad design. However, it was quite comfy. It's all dried out now. And I've got the billy on the go to have a luxurious lunch before I pack up the tent and wander back down to Carrington Hut, which is over in that direction. This is the upper valley of the Taipuiti, and you can see the rocky gorge down there. I'll maybe take a couple of shots in there because it's quite interesting right now. Over here we've got the Mount Cook lily. It's not actually a lily, they're ranunculus. They're very pretty. Right, ever downward. The gorge is pinching in here, and here's one of the awkward bits. This steep track is covered in snow, and there's no way around it. So it's a case of crampons on, ice axe out. Well, that was a bit scary coming down that, because the snow wasn't gripping much. I had to dig the crampons in deep. Wouldn't like to scramble down onto the rocks here. So we go down here and through the gorge. And we get the crampons off. Well, that's the way down. And then that wee gap between the ice and the rock. It's so narrow I've got to pass my pack down behind me. Quite tricky. Did I say this was tricky? Well, it is. Yeah, up through here. It's an interesting place. There's the cairn for the track under normal summer conditions. We've got to squeeze past there now. Well, that was a grovel and a half. We've got to grovel up there and grovel round there and grovel up there. The rest is relatively straightforward. The gorge is opening out again. More waterfalls. There's that nuisance of a blockage. The Taipuiti is quite tame now. It's opened out quite a lot. Still quite a steep little stream. But it's just about to join the White River beside those trees. And the White River junction is it's about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour from Carrington Hut. Maybe quarter of an hour. You can see that in the winter this creek gets pretty violent. Knocks over trees, sweeps up rubbish, moves all these big boulders down to the White River. That's it down there. And this is just one branch of the Taipuiti. There's another branch meets the White about 200 metres up the White. Well, that's the White River. You can go up there to Barker Hut. You can see the clouds are moving in and it pops up there. It's swift looking. So I'll have to find a place to cross there where it's a bit broken. Well, I managed to cross here. When the river's too high, you can use that cableway, soft cableway. The bright markers that are so that helicopters don't fly into it. This is a kind of leafy wooded track that leads to that. There we go. Carrington Hut. That's Carrington Peak, you can see out the hut window. And then I'll give you a little tour of Carrington Hut. The back door. This is one bunk room. 3 lots of 3-tier bunks. 9 bunks. Another bunk room. Same again. Sink. Shelves for putting your food on. A sink to drain things, but there's no water supply to the sink. And this is the entry room where you can take off your wet boots and things and hang things up. There's nobody else in the hut just now, that's my stuff. This is the main door. Well, it's cooler out here. The hut has heated up a lot. That's a toilet. And the amazing thing about Carrington Hut is that's half of the hut. It's got a mirror image right here. Another common room. Exactly the same plan, except the other one had a fire. And a 9-bunk arrangement. And the 9-bunk arrangement. So that's like 36 mattress beds. So it can cater for a lot of people. People can also sleep on the mattresses in the dining part. So you could get four people to sleep in here as well if it was crowded. So that's 44 possible berths. This is the one that gets used most because it's got the fire. When people have got wet stuff, they can dry it there. And there's a radio for emergencies. Pretty well kitted out. Oh, that's Carrington Hut. Named after a person called Carrington. Who's in the mountains named after the same person. I've made an uncharacteristic late start this morning since I've got a very short itinerary. That's where the hut is round the corner there. You can see the sun hasn't quite reached here yet, so it's quite nice walking in the shade. But it's 8:15, which is really quite late to get going. And the weather's perfect. So we'll head down there, cut that corner, head round to the left in the sunshine. That's a Greenlaw Valley featuring there. I've stopped here to put on some sandfly repellent because they're quite bad this morning. Some of the braid crossings are quite challenging. You've got to look for an obvious weakness and sometimes walk down the middle of the river quite a bit to find an easing in the current, or up the river a little bit in the middle. But it's working out alright. I'm about an hour now from the hut, opposite Greenlaw Creek. I'm just wondering if that could be Mount Greenlaw up there. I'll have to check in the map. It's the right shape. And that skinny gut is the way that Kevin and I got up onto that ridge a couple of years ago. Here's the corner I've got to turn down there. This no-hurry tramping is really nice. Having a little breather halfway down the Waimac. Lolling around here. The wind's getting up, but it might be because I'm on a corner. And the sky is beginning to fill up a bit. Don't know whether that means it's changing. It's quite cool when the sun goes away. I've just come through the wooded part of the Antico Valley outflow. Turkey Flat over there, and my destination is the toe of that hill, way down there. and it's pretty flat and featureless all the way from here to there, and it's probably it's an hour and a quarter away about. So I think the next stop's going to be the vehicle. I think all the yellow flowers are dandelions, but there's a couple of strangers amongst them. I don't know what they are, I can't see any others around. So I'd let you see all the flowers that are out, very pretty. Well, that's the end of my walk. There's a ute. I'm going to put these keys in that ute and get moving because the sandflies are terrible here. I'll do all my changing at a sandfly free point somewhere. Back. And I'm in, away from the sandfly. Right, I'm off down that road, heading for home.